What is up guys, this is Tito back with another video on the Redmi Note 10 Pro, and today in this video I'm going to be showing you the latest CherishOS version 3.9.5 official build based on Android 12L. And this is the 10th August 2022 build by the way, but if you look at the about section, this is how it looks like. We have the Cherish logo up top and we have the Android version as Android 12L's Easter egg. Looks beautiful, but here let me tell you that you will not get the August security patch, because on the latest August security patch there are some kind of issues that it's not passing the SafetyNet with the August security patch. So developers has stopped rolling out the August security patch as of right now, but maybe in future we will get those with the SafetyNet passing. But here you will get the July security patch. By the way, this is the Cherish version again, 3.9.5, and we have the maintainers name right here, Niranjan and Madhav. So huge thanks to the developers for this amazing ROM. The stock kernel is the 4.14.290, the Phantom kernel here, and here we have the SLX series showing as enforcing. Again, the build date here is 10th August 2022. Now let's talk about the home screen. This is how it looks like. Of course, you are getting the Pixel launcher here. There is no double tap to sleep anywhere in the home screen if you are expecting that. But yes, this is the basic Pixel launcher, the stock Pixel launcher. To the left, we are getting the Google's Discover page, and once it loads, it's scrolling fine, I would say. And here, swiping down will get you to the notification or the quick setting panel, and swiping up will get you to the app drawer. And the app drawer and stuff is really smooth, no problems whatsoever. You can search for any particular app that you are looking for. Also, the widgets in the home screen are working fine. If you're noticing, I'm using the battery widget, which shows the phone's battery. Also, the Bluetooth headset battery over here. You can actually get into the Bluetooth battery settings from right here. Also, you can get into the phone's battery settings from right here. So yeah, and the animations, if you're noticing, are working perfectly fine. Also, the clock widgets animation is working perfectly fine. The Android 12L animations, and here the subscriber count widget is also working perfectly fine. So no issues with any of the animation and stuff. Also, let's talk about the most important part about this ROM, that is the stock camera. Yes, you are getting the MIUI camera right out of the box over here, and the MIUI camera is working flawlessly. There is a 2x zoom in option, and the ultra wide angle lens is also working fine. And if you're looking at the front camera, let me show you, even in the portrait mode, it's working great, and it takes 16 megapixel portrait pictures with the front camera, no issues with that. And even in the video settings, let me actually switch, there is up to 4K 30 FPS option, and even you can shoot pro videos if you want in 4K 30 FPS. So yes, you will get all these options right out of the box with the MIUI camera on this particular ROM. Even there is the super macro mode. So yeah, you should not be having any issues with all the lenses, and even focusing and stuff is working perfectly fine with the super macro lens as well. There is the 64 megapixel mode, documents mode, etc. But let me tell you, the 61 megapixel mode is still buggy. If you are taking outdoor bright sunlight pictures with the 61 megapixel mode, the camera will crash, and the slow motion mode might be buggy. And yes, the other modes are working fine, like the documents, vlog, time lapse, AI watermark, long exposure, dual video. Everything should be working perfectly fine. You should not worry about it. So the camera department gets a huge thumbs up from me, but still, if you want to use a Gcam, you can definitely do that. I've installed this Xiaomi version of the Gcam. This is the 8.4 Gcam, by the way. You can definitely use that. I will link it below in the description. Do not worry. And if you're wondering, of course, this ROM is running 120 Hz right out of the box. Also in the refresh rate section, it updates with the 120 Hz. So yeah, the display is running at 120 Hz all the time. No issues whatsoever with that. Also, the data partition is of course F2FS, and I have flashed this ROM with the latest Orange Fox recovery. I'll link it below. If you do not have a Orange Fox recovery which supports F2FS, you can find the recovery in the description. Also, the whole flashing guide will be listed in the description, so do not worry. We do have the system updater. From here you can check for updates. This is the Cherish version here, it shows in bold fonts. Looks cool. And we have the gesture settings right here. The quick tap or the back tap options are there. You can set it to take screenshot or access your digital assistant, etc. Let me go back. We have the quickly open camera, the system nav gestures, and in the settings of it, we have the swipe to invoke assistant. It's working perfectly fine. If you scroll down, we have the pill length customization, but there is no thickness customization for this pill bar. And we have the amount of back height to be used for the back gesture, etc. And the extend swipe actions are there. You can actually customize that to these many options. Let me go back. We have the back gesture haptic and the back gesture animation, also the full screen gestures. Now I have to say the haptic feedback of the back gesture and stuff is really awesome on this ROM. And the 2-button and 3-button navigations are also there. The one-handed mode is working perfectly fine, no issues. We have the swipe to screenshot, and if you're taking a screenshot, we do have the share, edit, delete, and the Google List option. Also, the capture mode option is there. Once there is a lot of scrolling space, it appears. And we have the double tap to check phone, the playback control, etc. And we also have the optimization profiles, and for optimization profile we can actually set it to performance or the browser, camera, dialer, games, streaming, etc. So you can set it to performance for the benchmarking apps if you want. Now let's talk about the quick setting panel, and here this is how it looks like in the white theme, and in the dark theme it completely goes dark. But this is what I like, that the quick setting panel stays white in the light theme. So this is really great for me, and it shows this like pages over here, and if you scroll like this, as you can see, it moves the pages. So yeah, and the power menu is looking like this. In the advanced settings we have the recovery, the bootloader, the system UI, everything is there. So advanced reboot is working perfectly fine. Now let me talk about the quick setting panel toggles. I have added the Wi-Fi, the mobile data, and the Bluetooth toggle is there. Also the Bluetooth battery status shows up in the status bar, and here we have the Bluetooth battery status again in the quick setting panel. The flashlight option is there, the dark theme, auto rotate, night light, hotspot, etc. And all the other toggles you can see, you should be pretty familiar with those. And device audio and microphone audio, both recording at the same time is possible with the screen recorder, and we have a bunch of other options for the screen recording. Let me go back. We have the heads up, battery saver, do not disturb, data saver, and the Google Home controls. And here we have the do not disturb or the sound kind of toggle, and this is how the volume panel looks like, by the way. I'll show you that later. We have the always on display toggle from right here. You can set it to normal always on display or just toggle it on charge. Let me just enable the always on display for the time being, and the anti-flicker or the de-streaming is there. And this is the power menu kind of toggle, and you can set it to recovery or something. If you press and hold on it, it will directly boot into the recovery once it shows recovery. And we also have the live display, so you can toggle between the automatic or the outdoor bright sun mode, which actually makes the display really bright. And we have the Moto Dolby Audio. Now with this Moto Dolby Audio, let me actually talk about it a little bit. Here, if you're noticing, I have disabled it for my usage, because with normal volumes, I would say it makes the volume a lot more louder. Once you are sleeping or something, if you're listening to a podcast, it makes the voices a lot more louder with this thing turned on. So yeah, the Moto Dolby is there. It makes sounds really loud that I have to listen at like 40 to 50% volume. And once you are using wired headphones and stuff, it becomes even louder. This is why I have disabled it, because it makes the low volumes a lot more louder. Otherwise, this is working perfectly fine. The sound quality is great with the Moto Dolby Audio. And of course, we have the brightness slider on the bottom because I have customized it that way. And we have the auto brightness toggle right here. By the way, I'm using the like Starship Boosters wallpaper over here of the Static Fire. You can get it from Elon Musk's Twitter handle. In the settings panel, this is how it looks. And yeah, it has the normal kind of look which you find in most ROMs. But in the Cherish settings, you will find a huge amount of customizations. I'll be showing you the latest customizations again. So if you want to skip this part, you can definitely do that from the time codes or the timestamps. In the status bar, we have the double tap to sleep, the traffic indicator you can enable, but I use a separate app for that. And here we have the clock style. You can actually set it to right, left, or hidden. And we have the clock and date customization. You can enable the date position, the date style. Also the format you can actually choose from right here. So you can go with any other option like this one. So we have the clock seconds extra as well, and we have the 4G icon instead of LTE. And the VoLTE icon of course is there, and you can choose between these many VoLTE icons as you are noticing, and even the VO Wi-Fi icons you can choose from right here. Let me go back. We have the roaming indicator, the small mobile data icon, and the combined signal icons are also there. The colored status bar icons are enabled by default, but I disable it. And here we have the battery styles. Just notice how many battery styles are there for the status bar battery icon. And I have been using it with the batteries R style A, and this is what I like. Look at this battery icon, it looks beautiful. And we also have the battery percentage inside or next to the icon. And we have the toggle colorful battery icon, but it doesn't work with the R style A, but you have to use the circular kind of battery icons if you want that. In the status bar section, we have the headset, Bluetooth, etc. icons, and it actually shows how these icons will look on your status bar. We have the quick setting panel customization. From here, you can actually change the transparency of the quick setting panel. Right now, I'm using this 90% value, and you have to do a system reboot after that. But just notice the background, there is slight bit of the wallpaper colors in the background, which is blurry. Gives it a frosted glass kind of effect, I would say. Then we have the date, data usage, battery estimates, etc. This is totally for the quick setting panel, and even the quick pull down is there. You can choose it from right or left. Then we have the brightness slider position. You can have it show always, or position you can change to bottom if you want to appear on the bottom always. And we have the auto brightness icon. Let me go back. We have the themes over here, and you can actually change the settings layout totally to OS 11 or 12 or even Cherish and Cherish Clean. We have the settings based layout, the settings home layout, etc. And we have the use black theme, that actually is the pitch black option. The clear all button option is there. You can actually change the button style for the notifications. In the monet theme engine, you can actually customize the white luminance or the chroma factor from here. Then we have the dark theme customization. You can schedule it if you want to. Inside headline and body fonts, we have plethora of fonts. And yes, we do have the nothing font if you are looking for that. As you can see, nothing dot and the nothing dot headline, both fonts are there. So if you want to enable that and get the always on display looking like this, you can definitely do that. So yeah, you will get this nothing kind of look over here in your like always on display. It looks straight up amazing. But yeah, let me switch to the default font for the time being. Now here we have the icon packs changing option. You can go with the Akira's one if you want. Let me go back from here. We have the icon shapes changing option. You can change between these many shapes. Also the signal icon style you can choose from. There are plethora of options for even the signal styles. Also the Wi-Fi icon styles are there. Everywhere you will get amazing amount of options. In the buttons, we have the on-screen nav bar customization. Then we have the system navigation customization. Invert 3-button layout of the navigation bar is there. So if you're using the 3-button navigations, you can definitely use this feature. Volume steps are there. The power button long press toggle torch option is also there. Let me go back inside animations. We have the animation style option. Then we have the duration and the screen of animation, etc. And here we have the lock screen customization. Double tap to sleep on lock screen is there, and we have the double tap to wake on doors, etc. The always on display scheduling option is there. Lock screen color clock, I don't know how it changes the colors, but yeah, this option is there. Lock screen charging info is also there, and the media override customizations. In the power menu, we have the advanced reboot if you want looking for that. And in the notifications, we have the in-call vibration options and the blink flashlight for incoming call. Then we have the kill up button, the artwork media background, battery charging light option is there, and we have the heads up. Here you can disable the heads up or customize it thoroughly. We have the make heads up less annoying option. Let me go back to the MISC settings. Here we get the charging animation, the ignores Windows secure level flags, and we have the allow application downgrade, strict standby policy, and the background task freezer. And we also get the game space. So if you want to add any game, you can definitely do that from right here. And unlimited Google Photos, unlock higher FPS in games, unlock higher quality streams, all options are there. So yes, if your game supports 90 FPS stuff, those will be appearing on this ROM. So that's pretty much all the customizations. You can check out the about section from right here, or you can donate to the developers from right here. Inside security, we have the quick unlock option if you're looking for that. Also, we have the scramble layout. Then inside face unlock and fingerprint, let me just quickly set up the face unlock so that I can show you. I have a wire in front of my face. Not sure if it will set up, but yes, setup is done. And from here, you can actually choose it when swiping up on lock screen. And from fingerprint, we have added 2 fingerprints, of course. So if I just double tap on the status bar, it will lock the device. And again, always on display looks like this. So here, if I just double tap again, it will wake up the screen from the always on display. And if I swipe up, as you can see, it shows recognizing face and it unlocks. And that black border, just notice how big it is. So it won't be having any hue effect. Point the device towards my face. Let me just do that one more time. And as you can see, face unlock works properly. No issues. Right now, let me show you the fingerprint scanner speed, and yes, it works 100% of the time. No issues that I have faced with the fingerprint scanner. As you are noticing, it unlocks super fine, no problems whatsoever. And even the animations are appearing perfectly fine, smooth animations everywhere. Also, just for the pressing of power button, you will get this kind of animation. It looks beautiful all over the UI. Now, if you are talking about the app lock and stuff, yes, the app lock options are there. And as you can see, I have locked this particular app and this is how it looks. And once I tap the fingerprint scanner, the app will unlock and it will go where I left it. So yeah, app lock is working perfectly fine. In the display settings, this is how it looks. We have the brightness level, the adaptive or auto brightness. The live display option is there. From here, you can have the anti-flicker or de-dimming. Also, there is the outdoor brighter sun mode. Reading mode is there. The color calibration is there. RGB control basically. And we have the hue, saturation, intensity, and contrast customization. Let me go back. We have the lock screen right here. But one thing that I do miss, that there is no pickup kind of ambient gestures over here. So if you are someone who is not going to use always on display and just gonna use the pickup kind of thing, that is simply not there for the ambient display. But yes, there is the wake screen for notification if you're looking for those. We have the screen timeout right here, then the dark theme again, and the wallpaper zoom effect option is there, night light is there, and the colors is set to saturated, but you can customize it. And we have the smooth display. This will make the display a lot more smoother between 60 to 120 Hertz, I guess. Here in this ROM, you cannot really force it to 120 Hertz all the time, but this is how it is. and we have the prevent accidental wake up or pocket detection. Then we have the allow window level blurs, and the double tap to wake and the wake up unplug options are there. And there is a cutout option for some reason if you want to use that. Now inside wallpapers and styles, this is how it looks like. Of course, I have been using with the Boosted 7 wallpapers, and here you can actually customize the colors of the Monet theme engine and stuff. And we have the dark theme, the themed icons, and the app grid is up to 5x5. In the battery settings, this is how it looks. We got the battery percentage on the top, and we have the battery usage right here, but we have the battery saver, adaptive or extended battery life and stuff. And the pixel stats provider option is there. It only shows the battery percentage on the bottom. That's great and all, but it does not have the charging cycle seeing option. So if you're someone who is looking for the current battery capacity, design battery capacity, and the charging cycle, those are simply missing still from here. But let's talk about the battery life. I have used the Accu battery app. With that, if you're noticing, I have got about 8.5 hours of screen on time, which is decent and really good, I would say. But for some reason in the health section, if I go, it shows that my battery health has degraded to about 83%. Normally it stays at about 90% in other ROMs, but here suddenly it shows that my battery's health is 83%. I don't know why, maybe because of my charging habits. But if you're wondering, I have charged almost about in 3 days, I have charged it. Overall, the battery life that I have been getting is good enough to daily drive with. It will definitely give you 1 day of usage easily. And if you're wondering about the charging speed, yes, 33 watt fast charging is working perfectly fine. I did not face any kind of issues with the fast charging on this particular ROM. And the animation I definitely like. It shows the percentage on the middle while you are plugging in your device, so that's beautiful. In the sound and vibration settings, this is how it looks. We have the media coloring, etc. volume controls, and we have the left side volume panel and stuff if you want to use that. Now let me show you the volume panel from here, and here you can actually change the output device. This is how the animation appears again. Just notice how beautiful it looks. You can switch between other Bluetooth headsets or your phone speaker, etc. And this is how again you can expand the volume panel, and just notice the gear icon animation looks dope. And we also see the percentage right there once you are increasing or decreasing the volume in each of them. And if you want to put your phone into vibrate or silent, it appears horizontally like this, and the animation again looks beautiful to me at least. Also the live caption option is there, and here we have the link, ringtone, and notification volumes. Then if you scroll down more, we have the smart pause, the volume panel timeout is there, so you can set it to 7 seconds if you feel like the volume panel is disappearing really quickly. And we have the ringtone vibration pattern changing option. Then we got the shortcut to prevent ringing, etc. Then the Dolby Atmos settings is also there. Then we scroll down more, we have the charging sound and vibration option. Then we have the touch sound, always show icon when vibrate mode and stuff. Touch vibration option is there, part app volume control is there. If you want that, you can enable it easily. And we have the Mi sound enhancer. From here you get the youth edition and stuff, and we have a lot more other headphone options. And we have the presets right here. We have the bass booster, the bass reduction, treble reduction, etc. Then we have the smart scene mode too, and the enable hi-fi option is also there. And the sound quality again with the speakers or like with the headphones, Bluetooth headset or wired headset, no matter what it is, the sound quality on this ROM is great. Even the dual speakers on this device is working perfectly fine. And the clear speaker option is also there. And in the haptic feedback, you can lower it down a little bit if you want. But yeah, normally the haptic feedback on this ROM is amazing with navigation and stuff. The haptic feedback is really amazing. Now let's talk about the basic things. Yes, the SafetyNet passes right out of the box. You should not worry about it because it comes with the July security patch. So SafetyNet will not be a problem right out of the box on this ROM. You can use banking apps without any problems. I have been doing that, no issues whatsoever. And the DRM-info stays as L1, so you can stream Netflix or Amazon Prime videos in 1080p without any problems. And the IR Blaster is actually working perfectly fine. If you're looking at that light, that simply means that the IR Blaster is working without any issues. Now let's talk about the overall performance of the UI, and the scrolling and stuff has been really smooth. For normal daily driving or scrolling, etc., this ROM is amazing. Let me actually show you on top in Twitter, and if I open Play Store and all the other apps, just notice how fast the apps open. Even Instagram and stuff is opening perfectly fine, no problems whatsoever that I have faced. And here just notice there is that split top option in the recents panel, and there is a screenshot, the select option. And if you go all the way to the left, you will get the clear all option. Again, talking about the split top option, this is how it works, and you can actually scale it like this if you want. And even if you go home, like both of the apps will stay together in the recents panel. You should not worry about that. And scrolling while you are in the split top mode is perfectly fine. no problems whatsoever that I have faced. The split top feature and stuff, every function is working perfectly fine regarding performance. And here are the end to end Geekbench score with the CPU stress test on this particular build, so that you can get an idea about the performance of this ROM. Let me in the comments what do you guys think. I definitely like this ROM. I will be daily driving this ROM as of right now. Please share this video with your friends if you want them to know about the latest CherishOS on the Redmi Note 10 Pro and how is the experience overall. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. This is Tito from KDN Tech signing off for today. I'll be catching you guys in the next one. Bye now.